Namaskara. When studying a new subject, especially one which is not familiar, a student find face a difficulty or challenge to understand a topic or multiple topics and faced with many questions like what to do now or how to approach the learning itself. So let's talk about some strategies, especially with respect to learning of Sanskrit language. Some of these strategies they are applicable to general learning or, for any subject, and some of them are applicable to especially online learning, which is happening nowadays. Now, there is a saying in Sanskritam which goes like this: Acharyat padamadatte, padam shishya swamedhaya, padam sabrahmacharibhya, padam kalakramena cha. So we'll take this, and based on this, we'll see what strategies we can come up with. Now, what this shloka means is uh, learning has different components, and knowledge gathering happens uh, due to different components. The first one is acharyat, that means from a teacher or from the classroom teaching. Then the second one is padam shishya samedhaya, that is another part comes from self-study, swamedhaya. And the third part, which is padam sabrahmacharibhyaha, with fellow students or co-students. So that is another part. And the last part is padam kalakramena cha. Over a period of time, the rest of the knowledge accumulates. This is the general meaning of this verse. Let's take the first line of that verse. Acharyat padam adatte. That means from the teacher, the student accumulates a portion of the knowledge. So here it's a classroom. Acharyat, teacher means we can take it as a classroom. So during the class, when the actual class is going on, by listening to it, a student receives the knowledge, a portion of the knowledge. Now, just hearing to what is being said is not enough. There is a difference between hearing and listening. Listening is with attention. Paying the attention is important. So what is being said, because mostly now the classes are online, there is always a possibility of a student getting distracted because he might be sitting at home or park or on the beach. So it's always possible that there are distractions around. The student might feel that, okay, let me do some side work. So all that needs to be set aside and complete attention has to be paid on what is being said. Now, before attending the class, whether it is online class or in classroom environment, preparation for the class is also important. It's not that, okay, suppose there is a weekly class, once a week there is a class. So it is not good that one attends the class and the next week the person attends the class without revising what was done in the class before. So prep for the class is important. If um, topic is already announced for the class, good. Okay, if a book is available, just browse through what is going to be taught in that class so that at least you are a little bit familiar with what is going to be said. Or if what was done before or in the previous class is available, then just revise it, go through it again before attending the next class. So this is important because you will get that connection quickly. Then pay attention. Then the third one is take notes. This is another important thing. While listening to the class, it is important to take notes, main points, because these notes are specific to what you understand, how you understand. There could be some slides the teacher might be sharing that could be more generic, that will address the entire class. But as far as you are concerned, or according to your understanding, your knowledge, what is important for you, some point which you may not be understanding or which may be difficult for you, which teacher is explaining, take notes immediately, because immediate taking the notes is, it makes difference rather than waiting till the class is over then trying to remember it. So when the class is going on, take quick notes, like just like outlines. Then once the class is over, then repeat or review if the recording is available. Most of the online classes are being recorded now. So just review or go through the recording again. So you might feel that, okay, I have understood all the thing, it is all right. I don't need to review. But many times it helps to go through the recording again. You might want to fast forward some of the portions of the recording, that's fine. But once you go through the recording again, you might find some of the points which you may be missing, some of the small portions, so small points which you may have missed or not noticed. So you might find them interesting or even more helpful to understand the topic clearly. So you can even revise your notes based on that. Then if homework is given, try not to postpone it till the deadline or till the last minute. So suppose a class is done this week and homework is given for that class, and next session is going to be next week. Do not wait till the next class, just before the next class starts. I would like to do the homework for the previous class. So that will again, it will have some gap in between. This might create a problem, because the studies show that once you listen to something or understand something or attend something, if you repeat that within 8 hours, then it sticks firmly in your brain. So that is that the studies show that. So as soon as possible, try to repeat it and also do the homework, so that the subject is fresh in your mind. Once you finish the homework, you might get more doubts, more questions. Then feel free to again communicate with your teacher with those questions or doubts, or at least write them down. Then during the next class, you should be able to ask them. The second line of the verse is Padam Shishya Swamedhaya. That means the another portion of the knowledge, a student accumulates that part by Swamedhaya, in self-study or with self-effort. This is very important, because if one just attends a class, any class, and keep attending it without doing any additional study on his or her part, then the knowledge is very, very incomplete, and it becomes very shaky. So nowadays, lot of resources are available, like a lot of books are available, a lot of websites are available, online books are available, online dictionaries are available, offline dictionaries, like printed dictionaries, can be purchased very easily. Now, whatever one wishes to do, and these are all available very easily nowadays. However, so one needs to focus on what they want to study, the topic of study. Otherwise, so it will go everywhere, and because so many online resources are available, so one tends to get distracted. So first, focus, laser focus on what we want to study or what we want to understand. So based on that, you search. If you want to get the help of your teacher on what to refer, what kind of dictionaries are available, just ask, get the help. So from there, you refer to those related topics. Not only from the textbook which is prescribed, but there are other books which on the related topic. This will expand the knowledge exponentially, because from different sources, the same topic is presented in a different way, and that will also add to your repetition also. So you get to repeat what you have studied, that topic, as well as you would get to see from different angles. So that is possible. So self-study with different books and websites and different resources. And another thing you can add to the self-study is, if there are other classes or going on, you can try to attend them if possible on the same topic. And if there are recordings available, there are YouTube recordings available, and for on the same topics, different recordings might be available. So try to find them out and then go through them, so that you will get different perspectives. One is repetition and different perspectives, and then you will get to decide which is more valuable to you. So then stick to it while you are doing the self-study. The third line from the shloka is Padam Sabrahmacharibhyaha, means a portion of the knowledge is acquired with the co-learners or with the co-students. So this would help many times. So when you are in a class, so you might want to identify a person or a group with which it is possible to study together, or at least discuss the topics, study topics. So this helps many times, so that while discussing, because while discussing, many different topics come out or many different points come out. So different people in the class might have understood from different angles, from different perspectives, or they might have different questions, different doubts. So this would help when you pool your knowledge with other people and then discuss it. So you might want to discuss the homework, or you might want to, within your group, you might want to discuss or read a story related to that topic, form different sentences, using the topics which are discussed in the class with your groups. So write them down. Then as a group, you might want to verify, if possible, within the group, or send it to the teacher for verification or corrections. So nowadays, different ways are possible. Online groups could be possible. WhatsApp group could be possible. So different options are there. So this would also help. The fourth line in the shloka is Padam Kalakramena cha, over a period of time. The first three lines talked about acquiring a portion of knowledge in the classroom and with the self-effort and with the co-students. This one talks about over a period of time. That means over a period of time, if we keep marching on the path of knowledge, then that maturity level builds up. So it is not simple, but start simple. Start simple. Try to understand the topic. So it may not be possible to understand the topic in one sitting or in short period of time. The frustrations are possible. That doesn't mean one should get discouraged, but that also doesn't mean the subject is always simple. Subject may not be simple, especially a new subject, but keep keep walking, keep on the journey. Do not stop. Be persistent. And over a period of time, when you are persistent, so these different topics which in a course you might be studying. For example, one might be studying the topic of kriya padas. Then for some time, then there might be a topic of upasarga. Then there might be a topic of on this namapada. So these different topics, when initially studied, they might appear disconnected, but over a period of time, once you go through them, they all start coming together. They all assimilate in the brain, and they start making sense. Right? So one will start understanding the meaning behind those words, why they are used, in different contexts. So that will all start coming together. So for that, persistence is needed. So be persistent, but there's no one formula fits for all. So you'll have to work your own formula using these different strategies. The classroom attendance, pay attention, take notes, ask questions, self-study from different sources with your peers and friends, discuss the topics, invest time. So that will ultimately bring the knowledge to a certain level. ಧನ್ಯವಾದ. ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ.